So I just got this from my nephew. I feel so touched. So I just say from Abdul. I was in the kitchen tidying up and doing stuff, and I just said from Abdul. What is this? Open it up, and I say this. And I put it on my status. You must have saw it. But he didn't talk to me about it. We didn't talk in the house. He stays with me. And we hardly, he goes to work, goes to school, and I'm also busy, so we hardly really chat that much. But I guess he saw it and wrote this beautiful, I'm just going to read it. I just want to read it out on camera. A decade on British soil. A lot must have been conquered, highs and lows. Your journey has been that of excellence, survival, and significant accomplishments. Your strength, patience, love, and selflessness have been constant throughout and secretly admired by me. Wow, I celebrate you. Cheers to many more years of success, fulfillment, happiness, and fabulousness. Fabulous. May the next 10 years shine even brighter. Because fabulous moments like this deserve to be celebrated. Oh gosh, so sweet. So thoughtful. I did not think of getting anything from anybody. And this is just very thoughtful. He's gone to work now. He just dropped it and left. As I saw it right after he's gone, like right after he left. Sorry, we were speaking rubbish now. But yeah, it's really nice. This is I just very thoughtful. He's 17. To think that he have this kind of thoughtfulness in him to do something like this is just so sweet. I am happy. So he and his family came. I talked about it I believe it was online the other day, that my family came. They brought their family. So he came. His mom is working somewhere else. So for now, he's staying with me, and he's going to school, he's going to college, and he's working part-time. And so, yeah, it's just two of us. At least I have a body in the house. Though we don't really talk that much, because it comes in maybe either go early, come late. I'm in meetings, and we just catch up once in a while. But it's just nice having him around, and this very thoughtful gesture as well. Just icing on the cake. It says I show love, me. I thought people say I'm harsh, like I'm hard, I'm manly maybe. But apparently, I've got patience. Oh wow, I need to sit him down when he comes back. He has to explain this, because your strength, patience, love, zaza. I absolutely need to plaster this. And remind myself on the wall, and selflessness has been constant throughout and secretly admired by me. I celebrate you. I am so touched. Anyway, it's really nice, and I'm going to really thank him when he comes back. I didn't expect this, and I just felt like, as soon as I saw it, and before I even read the whole thing, I wanted to capture this, my reaction. And really, I just felt like, sometimes we do a lot of things. Them coming here, his mom and, the family entirely coming here, it was not an easy feat. It was a hard one. Both emotionally, financially, and otherwise, just everything, planning all of these things. When they first came, everybody was in this house. We were a lot of us. I think at some point we were up more than 10 in this house, 2 bed, and they still try to give me my space to do my work, because I'm always in meeting. I can't be having children or adult, anybody just moving in and out. So they always know when I'm in my room that I'm working, and they don't come. They try to be quiet. They try to make it as less invasive for me as possible until everyone, got their own space, and now everybody has left except for him who is with me. But yeah, so throughout the whole process, how difficult it is, I don't talk to him about, I mean, like I said, he's 17. I don't talk to him about those things. Speak to his mom, his dad, the parents, but not necessarily them. So you wouldn't think the children, that they are seeing this, or that they are even able to acknowledge it. So for me to see this happen, I'm just so thankful. Yeah, I came to the UK exactly 10 years ago today. Exactly 10 years. This time, 10 years ago, was I flying? I think I was flying to come in. Yeah, because I think my flight landed somewhere later in the day, and then by the time I finished checking out from the airport, it was really late. I couldn't get to where I'm going, and because I don't have money, I came to the UK with £270 in my pocket. That was all that they could get and say, this is your pocket money, take it. So I could not, and I haven't got accommodation. I didn't have one single UK number on my phone when I entered this country. Not one person that I know. I had nobody that I could call and even ask questions, let alone go and stay with. So anyway, because I didn't know anyone and I didn't have money, that money was all I was given. Like, this is it. How you would do yourself, we don't know. It was just all like, just go. So I, just go. So I would not spend from that money. So I slept at the airport. I remember calling my sister, and she was like, can you see people moving? I said, yes, people are moving in and out of airports. It was active. She said, no, you're safe. Just sit there. People that we got off the flight together, all of them Nigerians. Some of them were like, really felt sad, sorry for me. Are you not going home? Do you want to? There was even a lady and her husband. They actually offered that I come with them, but they live inside London, and I'm going to somewhere else, Bournemouth. If I go with them, before I'm able to then go to where I'm going, it was just so much. We calculated the money, and I didn't, like I said, money was extremely tight. I didn't have the money to spend. So I just told them, no, it's fine. There's no need going into town and then trying to. I'm just gonna stay here. It's safe anyway, so I would stay here. It was cold. It was really cold. I don't know now. Maybe because I've been here for so long, I feel hot. I really feel hot. But as of that time, it was extremely. I never experienced. I mean, I used to live in Jos, which is a cold place in Nigeria, right? Because that's where I did my BSc. So I studied somewhere slightly cold, but this cold I was not prepared for in September. 24th of September. So yeah, but I had to stay there. I pull out, because again, because I said I've lived in Jos, so I brought my blanket and some jacket that I used during my schooling. So I just took them out of my bag and just wrapped myself, and was like that till like 5 a.m. in the morning, when I was then the train started working from the airport, Gatwick, and then I was then able to take the train to Bournemouth for my school. But yeah, so the sacrifice of not knowing anyone, of not being aware of what is that, like when people say, oh, I'm missing my uncle, I'm going to London. I have nobody. I'd never went to London, for to see somebody at that time, because I didn't know anyone. There was no one, there was no cousin, there was no friend, there was no relationship, nothing. No, literally just me. I used to cry. I don't think I've ever said it before, but I actually used to cry. My birthday, the next, because I'm a December baby, so I'm adults now. But my next birthday, the first birthday, so I came in September, December was my birthday, and my mom called. The first and only time. I've tried to shield her from any struggle I'm going through, but that day I could not. I cried to her. I was working. I worked every birthday. I used to work because my birthday was in bank holiday, 26th. So I always work. It's double pay. I won't stay home. But I cried. It was just a lot. I was crying. It was so sad, lonely. And the fact that I had 270 pounds with me when I came, and from there, that was all I had. I started spending from it. I got a hotel. I looked for the cheapest hotel. I had to go and meet the hotel lady and beg her that broke. So she gave me a really good deal. No breakfast, no food, but just sleep in one small room, one of our small, single rooms, for £90 for 1 week. So within that 1 week, I was looking for accommodation. A friend of mine, bless him, who we came to study the same course, public health, saw me in class, and he spoke to his landlady. There's a spare room in their house, and the landlady agreed for me to come. I'm moving £80 per week, bills inclusive. Remember, I had 270 pounds, so that wasn't going to take me long. I was desperately looking for work, any work. We were looking together. That my friend, good for him, or thankfully for him, he was on scholarship. So at some point, he literally was the one that saved me from sleeping on the street, because he had to start, you know, giving me money for my rent. He loaned me quite a bit, and when I got work in November, so I came end of September, October, nothing. So I paid from that money, and then he paid. I think he paid maybe like 2 weeks on my behalf, and then I got the job. I started working. So as soon as, and they pay every week, isn't it? So as soon as they paid me my first week, it went to him. I was paying him, he was paying my landlady. Because I was just trying to finish the backlog of what is on ground. Then once I was able to clear from him, then I now was not able to pay my landlady myself. So yeah, I remember the first time I bought grocery of 15, not 50, £15 from Asda. I was like, oh my, because we bought everything. But the good thing with me and my friend, even though, yeah, he was paying, and again, there's nothing I did that was anywhere close to what he did for me. But I got a lot of food. They know there's nothing. So my sister is like, pack food, all you can pack, because that's all we can. So I got so much food. My bag, everything we finished, all my luggage was literally food. There's hardly any clothes in it. And that's why I made that video, telling people, if you're coming to the UK, just get food first. You won't be one shirt, one trouser, or two max. I don't. But anyway, we got a lot of food. So I was the one doing the cooking from my food items that me and him were eating. But then he was loaning me. I paid him back, but out of that time, just cooking for us was the least I could do while he supported me with accommodation. So it's 10 years of story. So it's I'm still trying to balance school, balance work, and as soon as you come in, it's just instinctively that it happens. You want to help people at home, your parent, of course, your siblings, everybody that have contributed. You want to start paying back, and you want to pay up your school fees, your tuition, and that was all I did. So working, schooling, and trying to just keep going. It was hard. It was extremely hard. But I'm just so touched that my nephew, who when I came here was like 7 years old, is able to kind of like keep up with some of the things that he's hearing about how I've struggled and them coming here. And that was why, as soon as excuse me, as soon as I've kind of like been able to get to a point where I'm like, I need them to come in. I need all of my siblings to come in. My nephew, all of them, because I am looking at it. I don't want what I've gone through, the struggles I've gone through, how hard it was for me to stay here, to, make good of myself or do something for myself. The sacrifices, I cannot tell you. There are so many sacrifices that went on. And so I told myself, I'm going to seize every opportunity I can to have them not go through that hard stage that I went through. So the earlier they come in, the better they are able to adapt before life responsibility, rest on their shoulder. They will be in a better place financially, developmental wise, career wise, and all of that. So I was pushing, I really pushed, I'm still pushing to make sure that they come in and they seize the opportunities that I have accessed, but it was harder for me to access because there was just almost nobody around. But at the end of the day, I can't say there was no one fully. Again, I've mentioned few people, friends, family. They did the best they could. It was hard, yes, and they probably would have done more if they had the resources or the opportunity to. But I'm still grateful that even talking to people on phone, talking to them from home, friends, meeting people here, establishing relationship, friendship, and just going through this journey together, they all kept me going. So even though I just want to say that to acknowledge people, it wasn't just me. I didn't do this myself. I didn't get to the point where I'm now able to people come into the country, my family, friends as well, come into the country just on my own. They contributed one way or the other. Like I said, my sisters contributed my tuition to first come in, my deposits and all of that to come in. I just finished uni. I had nothing to contribute at that point except to get my passport. I got my international passport, and I think that's the thing. Excuse me. If you want people to take you seriously, you have to start somewhere. You have to set the ball rolling. I was the one that started the applications, even though I had zero amount in my account as a core member then. But I started the process myself. I applied for Commonwealth Scholarship. I didn't even know. Now I know what is required, but then I had no idea. So obviously I was turned down very quickly. But I applied and I started it. I applied. I got international passport from my core member money. I saved up and I was able to get international passport. So when my sister saw that I'm kind of like doing something, they figured, okay, why not support her? Even when I realized, okay, when I finally got to know about the tuition and how much it cost at that time, and I'm like, okay, I can't meet up. Beaumont Uni was supposed to be, I think, 13, was it 13, 14,000? I don't know. But I was giving the 25% discount, and so that brought me down to like 9,700. Even then, it was a lot of money, and I just told myself, we can't afford this. I know my family, we're struggling. We were struggling. We're not where we want to be yet, but at least thank God it's a lot better. But anyway, it was a lot of struggle, so I told myself I can't continue. And so my sister asked one day, how far with that thing that you're doing about traveling abroad? And I was like, oh, sis, well, that's not going to fly because this is the amount and I didn't catch the scholarship. The scholarship, I saw it really late. That doesn't mean I would have gotten it, but I saw it really late. Literally the deadline, I just put some slap something on the paper and put it together and it just didn't fly. Again, I didn't talk to anyone. I didn't know what was required of scholarship. The only thing I had was I had a really good result from my BSc. That was all. And I think that was not enough. Anyway, my sister then decided how much. When I told her, she was like, I don't have that amount. I know she doesn't. But she said, God can do it. Just continue. And I think that's the key thing to pull out. It was because I started it, even though I didn't think it was possible and I had given up. But because I set the ball rolling, she then carried on and told me, we don't know how we'll do it. The miracle, if I tell you how many miraculous things happened from my journey to a call, you won't believe it. And so here I am now with her child. It's actually, that's my sister, that's her son that gave me this. With her child in my house. She is, I work somewhere, her family all here. They have their UK visa. My other family is sister and the other sister with their family with them. So like when they were pushing me and helping me and took loans, she took loans, she told her boss, it was a lot. It was a lot. Even to the deadline of like, okay, give up. At some point we gave up, like it's not gonna happen. And then it did, because someone miraculously came through. I remember her boss just called us that, are you still looking for that money? I was like, what? That was when we were putting money in our accounts. And she just said, how much is left? We've barely gotten anything off of it. And she was just like, okay, I'll put it in. And that was it. That was literally how I got money to put in my account. So yes, a lot of things miraculously happened. Even when I came here, apparently after the deposit, I was supposed to pay another installment before going to class. I didn't know. I had no idea. And so because of that, I was told to leave school. And again, God came through because our marketing manager then, he was the one. I sent him an email. I was so upset, like my family spent money. We had even borrowed, my stars borrowed and now you guys are asking me to go back because we can't pay the installment. They said within 2 days. Where am I going to get £2,000? It was £2,500 that time. Within 2 days, there's no way. So he then had a meeting, and then they gave me 1 month as a result of that, all of that. And somehow, some glorious way, a gentleman who's now passed, bless him, I really, he blown my sister. He was doing what's that thing they called monthly contribution. Yeah, he was doing monthly contribution, and it was supposed to be his turn. My sister was not involved in that contribution. Somebody just told her, oh, I know Mr. A, he's the one to, I'm in the contribution, and he's the one to take this month. I obviously, someone that is contributing, he wants to do something with his money. But if you talk to him, he may. So my sister did, spoke to him. He's a doctor, called him, doctor, this. And the man, how he agreed, I don't know. But he agreed. I guess he just felt pity for us. We spent a lot of money, and he's like, yeah, this girl is probably going to be sent back. And he agreed, sent the money, and then we were able to pay that installment. So I was so desperate to start working so I can get something. And I remember my first the next installment, which was in January, I was able to then contribute because I worked December, that holiday period, and I was able to contribute like 1,000. My sister again sent 1,000 from Nigeria, and then finally the last installment, which was in April, because that was how we used to pay then, I was able to pay all of it because I was working part-time. Of course, I was still going to school. I had a good result, and at the end of that, I got my PhD scholarship. So I wasn't doing badly. I was working. I was sorting out things at home. At some point, I started to pick up responsibilities from home, and I was able to get fully funded PhD scholarship. And it's a lot of story, very lengthy. This is not, I started, well, I'm a lecturer. I talk for a living, right? I started, so I do talk a lot, I know. I started just to talk about my gift that my nephew got me, and it just kind of like helped me to start to think about everything. Some of the things I went through, not everything, a lot more happened, but some of the things I went through to get to this point, and to get to the point of actually now having all of those people that helped me into this country, at least a lot of them, which are really my two sisters. They were the ones that contributed. They are now here. My other sister is here as well. So, my sisters, all of their children, or their children as well, have visa and they're able to come in. The ones that are not here are either still studying back home. I know one of my nieces is studying medicine, and I just said, let her be. There's no need her coming for now. But our parents are here, So just having that opening that door that they started, but now I'm able to kind of like open it wider for them to come in, make good of themselves. But more importantly, it is because of these kids, They are the primary reasons why I really pushed myself and said, whatever it takes, not whatever it takes, but hopefully what it takes, I can afford to do it. And I can't even start telling you the story of how we able to, the funding and all of that. It's a long one, but we have been able to do it. And it's not the end of the journey. They themselves are still trying to get their footing. You know what it takes once you come into a new country. It's a different ball game. But the fact that we have been able to cross that bridge, and now there's another bridge, of course, but the first bridge has been, or the main one has kind of like been crossed. The kids are here and they are able to access good education, they are able to access opportunities, and they hopefully would not struggle as I have struggled. But I appreciate that they still are able to acknowledge and they see what I went through and got this. I did not plan to have a long talk with myself, just recording and talking, but it just happened. I felt really emotional about this, and it kind of like got me through memory lane of 21st of September 2014. All right, I will stop this here. Have a good day, everyone. Anybody that choose to listen to all my this long rant, that's fine. If nobody listen, that's also fine. I just really wanted to capture my thought, a bit of it here. Bye bye. Senior lecturer. Oh yeah, yep. I rep my school. Let me put it down because I mistakenly bought the student one. I'm not a student, but yeah, I'm still a student of knowledge anyway. But I mistakenly bought the student one. I wanted to buy just University of Wolverhampton. So yeah, now teaching at uni. Imagine how the first time I stepped into class, I was sent out because of money in the UK, and now I step into class and I teach students in class. The kind of like class that I was sent out from at some point because I didn't have the requirements in terms of financial requirements. But we made it work. We now have others here. And I'm not like, I'm just going to be sharing this for people to hear and just relate or encourage them. And it doesn't have to be study abroad. It could be other things that you want to do. Push yourself, get it done. It does pay at the end. And even if you don't think about yourself, think about the kind of, the people you're going to support, the impact you're going to have, lives that you're going to inspire, motivate, and all of that. So, yeah. Thank you. Bye. Thank you. Bye.